Good afternoon, children. Children, today we'll continue with our topic identification of gases again. Last time we have discussed few gases. Today also we are going to discuss three gases. All those three gases are acidic in nature. So the first gas which we are going to discuss how to identify is sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide is the gas. Let us see a reaction in which sulfur dioxide is produced. Suppose we have sodium sulfide Na2SO3 and we make it react with any acid like dilute HCl. So when sulfides react with dilute acids, we get salt plus water and sulfur dioxide gas. This is how sulfur dioxide is produced. If we balance the reaction, it will be 2NaCl H2O SO2. This is the balanced reaction. Now, this gas is a colorless gas and it has a odor of sulfur, burning sulfur. And means it feels a little suffocating when this gas is released. Now to test whether this gas is actually this colorless gas with the smell of burning sulfur and suffocating, that gas is actually sulfur dioxide. We are going to confirm it by few tests. So the first test which we'll do on sulfur dioxide is to check whether it is acidic or basic. So if we bring a moist blue litmus paper in contact with this gas, moist blue litmus paper when it comes in contact with the sulfur dioxide gas turns red. This shows that the gas is acidic in nature. The litmus paper turns, blue litmus paper turns red and then it finally bleaches, means the color is completely lost. But that is only a temporary. Bleaching action of this gas is actually temporary. So these are the few things. Then next, further one test which I told you last time, that is with lime water. So when lime water is taken in a test tube and sulfur dioxide is passed through it, then lime water turns milky. Lime water turns milky with this gas. Let me show you the reaction, what reaction will take place. If we take calcium hydroxide, which is lime water, and pass sulfur dioxide, then what will happen? CaSO3, calcium sulfide is formed, which is white in color and it turns the lime water milky, and along with that H2O is passed. Now, so lime water turns milky on passing sulfur dioxide, but as you have seen in carbon dioxide, this milkiness disappears. Milkiness appears if small amount of sulfur dioxide is passed, but if you pass through the same solution some more sulfur dioxide in excess, then what will happen? Calcium bisulfide, CaHSO3 whole twice is formed, which is soluble, and so the milkiness disappears. This is the same reaction which you have seen in carbon dioxide. So till now I told you last time that few properties of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide is same, like both of them are acidic, they turn lime water milky. Now how to differentiate between carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide? Now we are going to, after this we are going to see the difference, the test which can differentiate between carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. So we will take from lab solution of potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate. Potassium permanganate is KMnO3 and so potassium permanganate acidified KMnO4 and acidified K2Cr2O7. When you pass sulfur dioxide through acidified KMnO4, it will turn from, it is actually pink in color, and it turns pink to clear, colorless. And potassium dichromate, acidified potassium dichromate, which is orange in color, on passing sulfur dioxide, it will turn clear green in color, from orange to clear green. So this is one test which is different from carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide shows no effect on these two solutions, acidified KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. So you can say that test to differentiate between CO2 and SO2. This is the test. Now one more test you can perform on this gas, which is using lead acetate paper. If you bring lead acetate paper in contact with this sulfur dioxide gas, lead acetate paper, on lead acetate paper no effect is seen. This test is actually a test which differentiates this gas with hydrogen sulfide gas, which is also acidic in nature. Hydrogen sulfide gas does affect lead acetate paper and changes its color. That we'll see next to this gas. We'll study about hydrogen sulfide, then I'll show you that test. But this is one test. Using this you can differentiate between hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide. So lead acetate paper, this test can be used to differentiate between SO2 and H2S. So this is all about sulfur dioxide gas. Now the next gas I am going to take is hydrogen sulfide only. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S. H2S is hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide can be produced whenever any sulfide like zinc sulfide reacts with dilute acid, say HCl. So it will give ZnCl2 plus H2S gas. So in this reaction the hydrogen sulfide gas is produced. Hydrogen sulfide gas, again if you see this gas, this is a colorless gas and it has a very foul odor of rotten. You will get rotten egg smell when this gas is released. Rotten egg smell is there of this gas, and this gas also turns moist blue litmus paper red. That means it is acidic in nature. And then the most important test which is shown by this gas is if you have lead acetate, CH3COO whole twice Pb, this is lead acetate. If you pass hydrogen sulfide through it, it will form PbS, lead sulfide, which is a black color substance. So you can bring a paper dipped in lead acetate in contact with this gas. Then what will happen? That lead acetate paper will turn silvery black. Along with that, CH3COOH is produced. So this is one of the most important tests to identify hydrogen sulfide. Another test is lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole twice. When you react this with H2S, then also PbS is formed, which is black in color, and you get HNO3 plus HNO3. If you balance the reaction, so it will be 2HNO3. So this compound, again black compound, is formed. So these two tests can be used to differentiate between to identify hydrogen sulfide gas. One more test is performed for hydrogen sulfide gases, that test which is of KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7 test is also performed with H2S. Now let me show you. When acidified KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7 are taken, acidified KMnO4 and acidified K2Cr2O7. This is pink, this is orange. Now, on passing H2S from these two solutions, the change again you see is acidified KMnO4 changes from pink to colorless. But that colorless solution, colorless, not clear solution, means that colorless solution is not very clear, transparent. Why? Because in the reaction between KMnO4 and H2S, the yellow color sulfur particles are formed as a product. So those particles remain distributed in that solution, and that is why the solution formed is not very clear. While when sulfur dioxide is passed through KMnO4, it changes from pink to clear colorless. This is the difference. Over there with sulfur dioxide, no sulfur particles are formed. Here with H2S, sulfur particles are formed. So they the solution does not remain colorless, does not remain clear colorless. It has some turbidity of sulfur particles spread in that. Same is with K2Cr2O7. When orange color K2Cr2O7 we pass H2S, the solution turns green, not clear, because of sulfur formed as one of the product which remains spread. So this is one test which you can use for hydrogen sulfide. Now the next gas we are going to take is HCl, hydrogen chloride. HCl is a gas. Let us see how can you prepare HCl. HCl can be prepared in lab by using NaCl and concentrated H2SO4. If you react NaCl with concentrated H2SO4, you will get NaHSO4 and HCl gas is formed. This HCl gas is colorless. It has slight odor which is a little suffocating, you can say. It is also acidic in nature, so it turns moist. Blue litmus paper, red, so it is acidic in nature. Now to test this gas, what is done? We take a glass rod and dip it in ammonia solution. When a glass rod dipped in ammonia solution is brought near the test tube from which this HCl vapors are coming out, what happens? Ammonia and HCl together, they form ammonium chloride. So what do you observe? You observe dense white fumes of ammonium chloride. This is how you can identify the gas with the fumes of ammonium chloride. Next confirmatory test can be if you pass HCl with silver nitrate solution. AgNO3 and HCl react. AgNO3 and HCl give AgCl and HNO3. AgCl is a white color PPT which is formed, and if you add NH4OH in excess, it will get dissolved. So soluble in NH4OH. So this white precipitate is formed when HCl is passed through AgNO3 or silver nitrate solution. So this is all about the identification of sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide and hydrogen chloride gas. Now children, that is all for today, and we will be discussing next few gases in the next class. Thank you.